So I was 18 years old when my mother first threatened me to kick me out of the house. Before that, I knew that my family wasn't the best. We had some arguments, we had some fights, but I didn't realize how bad it was. From that time on, I try all my best to be able to save myself from that family. Moving out of the house, getting a job, working really hard, and trying to save enough money to be able to sustain myself. And now we are 10 years later, back in square one, in a house of someone who I'm taking care of their cat, with almost no money left in my bank account. You see, when I tried to get away from my family, I built everything out of desperation. Every single job that I took, every single opportunity, every single friendship, every single relationship, everything was done just out of pure survival, just trying myself to survive. And I believe that if I really found the one thing, that friendship, that relationship, that job, I will finally be safe, and somehow I will be able to retrieve back what it was taken from me, which it was a safety net. But when you are desperate, you attract desperate things. Every friendship was out of just the trauma bond. Every job you take is only because you think that that is going to be the one that saves you. Further on to realize that then it's a normal job with normal problems, and sometimes even worse than a normal job because you try to go for the flashy, be the YouTuber, the millionaire. The same with friendships. You try to find the people who are going to be taking care of you, and you attract people who try to be your savior, but at an emotional cost, or people that they are as broken as you. And without realizing in some twisted way, every single choice that you go towards kind of reflects your own family. Suddenly you realize that you are attracting a partner as controlling as your mother was. Friends that you are trying to put into the mentor role, into the father that you never had. And, of course, out of desperation, you only attract more desperation. With one very painful but truthful lesson, that is that you cannot build on unstable ground. I think this is a bit hard to understand for people who haven't got an abusive family or a very difficult family. We are talking about the type of abuse that you cannot even concentrate, that your brain feels fuzzy, that you have fear only to talk to them. When you are grown up in that type of family, your brain has been wired in a different way. You assume that there is no safety net. There is no one there that they will take care for you. You are always walking on eggshells, trying to read the room. And you are trained to read other people's emotions and put it above your own. This is almost like a program, like a software that has gone through your brain, a neural rewiring that have gone through years and years of abuse. So when you run away even from your family, you find people with the same software as you. For years I tried to find other people's compassion, other people's understanding. I thought that if I really expressed myself, if I really made it clear, if I really was able to transmit and to really expose the emotions, the extreme pain, the extreme suffering, the extreme loneliness, maybe other people will understand and other people will be able to help. But what you see is that most people are not really even aware of this level of pain. Most people live in their comfort bubbles, blinded from any type of emotion other than their own comfort. We're even talking about therapists who are usually trained to be able to be there. You're paying for emotional support. And you'll be impressed about how many of them, they will kind of try to understand it, fix it, give you fixable and quick tip solutions instead of being there with you present. and make you and help you feel that you are seen and understood. So in my case, I've been back and forth with my family for the last 10 years. Many different situations, many different problems that I will save you the hassle on it. But it all has come to the same issue: gaining the courage to finally distance myself for once and for all. You see, when I was an 18-year-old boy, I was so afraid to be left alone on the streets. When my mother, she threatened me and she swore by her own mother that she will kick me out of the house, I was so afraid. Even though I was brave enough to pridefully leave my house and try to make my own life, I was in terror, in panic that one day I will not have money and I will be left alone on the streets. But once you lost everything, more than once, more than twice, more than 3 times, and you have to build yourself over once and another time, there's kind of a freedom there, because you are not afraid anymore of losing everything. You are not afraid anymore of going to the streets. And although it's a very real possibility, it's a real, very real situation, you kind of stop thinking in a panic or emotional way, and you simply accept what you have been presented and take the best on that. And that's when you realize that the only thing that bonds you back to an abusive and a very difficult family is fear. Fear of not having no one to stand there for you, fear of not having safety net, fear of being left on the streets, of not having anything to build yourself on, even fear of the idea that you will never be loved. But once again, even though the fear will never really go away, once you are able to see just a tiny bit through a little speck, you realize that you were alone on the first place, and you are better by yourself than with people that they will hurt you. The main lesson, I will say, that the only escape is in. Not to confront and to change, not to argue, not to fight, not to get a revenge, not to get your emotional justice that everyone will know, but simply to live. To live physically, to live mentally, and finally to live emotionally. If they ever change, which they will probably not, life will bring you back to them. This is one of the hardest things, but when you are able to find that type of conviction, even within yourself, when you say like, this is enough, this is nothing that I will ever want to face back in my life, when you find that, and you are able to take the step, everything else, although very hard and very difficult, will be easier. So in my conclusion, no one will really save you. No one. Because anything that you try to do other than saving yourself will always bring you back to the same place. And if you're wondering back about my story, after 10 years, I said that it was enough. Due to the extreme amount of abuse and emotional problems, I lost everything again, and I saw myself back trying to rely one last time on my family, getting the same amount of problems, the same amount of abuse, and the same amount of difficulties. So this time, I just decided that it was enough. I took the decision within myself. This time I didn't argue, I didn't spoke, I didn't even say anything. I just stayed quiet. I saved enough money, and once I found an opportunity, in this case, taking care of other people's cats, I took the step, and I never spoke back to them again. And although I have a very, very hard journey ahead of me, having to rebuild myself back, at least I know that I will do it in my own terms and in my own safe space without not letting anyone ever again hurt me or abuse me in any way or shape or form.